Now let us look at some data gathering methods. The first data gathering method that we're going to look into is the survey. It is the most common and the most easily understood method of data collection because it requires sample units to respond to a predetermined set of questions. So, the main research instrument of a survey is a survey questionnaire, and the units of analysis are usually people called respondents. Some advantages of doing a survey are as follows. The questions are predetermined, which means the respondents can easily think of their answers. Most people are familiar with the logic and purpose of a survey, so people can easily understand why you are doing a survey, and most probably they'll be answering that survey. Survey data are relatively easy to encode as they are most of the time numeric in nature. There is also an estimated time of completion as the questions are predetermined. However, some of the disadvantages of doing a survey are the research is confined with the predetermined set of questions. This would not allow for probing or asking for more in-depth questions such as finding out why. And the sample units may lie about their responses if it is a survey. There are two types of survey. We have the self-administered survey, which the respondents answer the questions and write down the answers on the questionnaire by themselves. Or we have an interview or non-self-administered survey, wherein the researcher or the analyst or the data gatherer asks the respondents the questions and writes down their answers on the questionnaire. Here are some of the commonly used questions and scales in surveys. We have the single response question, the multiple response question, the Likert scale, the cumulative scale, and the semantic differential scale. Single response questions would look like this. For example, which school you are currently enrolled in. Since usually students are only from one school, then they will only check one school, and if the study assumes that the sample units are only from these four schools, then the student will just simply check the school they are in. Another example of a single response question, which local TV station does your family watch often? So we have the following. So since it's the one that you watch most often, that's only one, so there's only one answer to respond to. Here are some of examples of multiple response questions. Which of the following schools did you take an entrance exam in? Check all that apply. So of course, you can take more than one entrance exam, so you can check more than one answer. Which of the following do you usually order at McDonald's? We have burger, fries, pasta, chicken, sundae, refreshments, or even others. So since you can order all of them, or you can order more than one, then you can check more than one. Hence, a multiple response question. We also have a Likert scale, which would be, an example would be, on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being highly satisfied and 1 being highly dissatisfied, how would you rate the following? The taste of our food, presentation of our food, our crew service, ambience of our restaurant, and our price list. So, we can have it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's how we would usually have our Likert scale in common surveys. We would also usually have these legends on a scale of 1 to 5 for our Likert scale. And this would be the question, how frequently do you do the following? Watch TV, browse the internet, listen to the radio, read newspapers, read non-school books, and read magazines. So we just have to put our answers 1 to 5, and that would be based on this legend, and that would be our Likert scale. We also have a cumulative scale, wherein which of the following will you be willing to do with a stranger whom you find attractive? And here are the options. Now, why is it cumulative? Because if you're willing to hug a stranger, then most probably you're also willing to talk and greet the stranger. If you're willing to kiss the stranger, then most probably you're willing to hug, talk, and greet the stranger. Which of the following Latin honors do you strive to earn? None, honorable mention, cum laude, magna cum laude, or summa cum laude. If you aim for summa cum laude, then that means you will be also aiming for this, as this is the highest laude or the highest Latin honors. And that's cumulative scale. Once you enter one answer, it's also saying that you're also okay with the answers below it, below its level. We also have the semantic differential scale, where in here we have usually a 1 to 7, and you would choose which one would you be. If you're a little bit or in the middle rather of being optimistic or pessimistic, you can select 4. If you feel that you're more or less right brain, then you can choose 5, 6, or even 7, and so on. So, in surveys, it is important that we create our survey questionnaire carefully and as accurate as we can. In the next video, we're going to talk about some of the reminders when constructing our survey questionnaires.